Hey guys, I'm Jill Powell, and today I'm going to teach you how to do an easy winged liner using liquid liner. When talking about winged liner, there's so many different options of products to use. I have everything from a traditional like ink pot liquid liner. These are my personal favorite, and I'm actually really particular about my brush. This is the Sephora collection, and it's the Precise, so it has a brush rather than a felt tip. That is my personal favorite because you can get a really precise, fine line. There's also a bunch of different pens. So this is the new Haus Laboratories, Gaga's new line, and I'm obsessed with this one. It's got this awesome felt tip liner. It glides right on, it's amazing, super black. Then there's other felt tip liners like Marc has a felt tip liner. So this one, again, has, it's a little bit finer, and I believe this is, yeah, that's felt. Some of these have almost like a brush tip. So this is Kat Von D Dagger, and this one actually has a little angle, and it's almost like a little brush tip. There's Girlactik that is, again, a little pen, a felt tip. There's so many different options. Stila has a great one that's super waterproof. I use it on my daughter for dance. So there's so many great options. You can also do a gel liner. This one's by Inglot. I love this one. I also love the MAC gel liner. And with a gel liner, you can either use an angle brush or you can use like a really tiny fine brush. This one's by Smith. I actually love this one a lot, 202, because you can get a lot of detail. So there's so many different options that you can use and so many different ways to do it. I'm going to give you all of my hacks and my tips and tricks so that you can do it super easy. Tip number one, when doing winged liner, start with your more difficult eye. So for me, I'm right-handed, so I can do my right eye pretty easily. But when I go to do my left eye, I'm crossing over, I'm turning my hand, and it's not as easy. So I'm gonna start with my left eye. If you're wondering why, the activity I always make people do is write your name with your right hand, or your dominant hand. So if you say you're right-handed, do your signature with your dominant hand. Now try to copy it with your non-dominant hand. You can't copy it, right? It's too difficult. But if you do your signature with your non-dominant hand, your dominant hand can easily copy that messy, sloppy signature. Same thing with winged liner. So always start with your non-dominant side. So we are gonna start with my left eye. If you are new at winged liner, you can sketch it out with a pencil first. This is one way to do it. So taking a black pencil, I probably should have sharpened it because the more sharp it is, the easier it is, but you can start and create your shape. So when you're doing your shape for your eye, you want it to continue that bottom line, right? So this is gonna be the angle I'm doing my winged liner right here. You can also almost follow your lashes. So I do have false lashes on today, and you can follow the shape of your lashes, but I'm going to basically just take this pencil and create the edge of my wing right here. So all that is a line from the bottom of my eyeball, my eyeliner, out, and I'm going out towards my brow. So do you see how that follows that line? So now I have that. I can always go to my other side and create the same thing to ensure symmetry. So here we go. Create that line first and ensure symmetry. And you can look and make sure that it's even. And if you get it, if it's too thick on the outside, you can always take a little brush and drag it to make it thinner and make it even. So again, this is just sketching out where I want it with a pencil. This is a great tip for beginners. On myself, I don't typically do this anymore because I can just go in with my liquid liner, but if you're a beginner, this is a great way to do it. So now that I have my wings on either side, I'll fill in this one just a little bit. Make sure that they are even and where I want them. You can go in with either a gel liner, your pen, a liquid liner, and create that shape. You can also do everything with your pencil first. Again, I would need to sharpen this, and then you can trace over it with liquid to make it more clean. Another tip that you may do. So I'm gonna show you guys with my favorite liquid liner. So this is, again, Sephora collection. It's running low, I need a new one. And I believe it's called, yeah, it's the Noir Black, and I believe it's called Precise. I can't quite remember. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to, again, start with my non-dominant side, and I like to rest my pinky on my face. So if you ever get your nails done, you notice how they rest their pinky and then do it? You actually have a lot more stability. So I rest my pinky on my face for stability, and then I'm just gonna slowly trace that wing that I created. I'm starting at the bottom, and I'm going to go in and fill from the top. So getting that shape on the bottom. Now I'm gonna start halfway across my eye. I'm gonna lay that down. Do you see how I'm coming in horizontally? I'm not coming in with the tip this way. I'm laying it along my eye. It's gonna create a smoother drag of the line, and you won't get any skipping. So again, laying my pinky down to anchor, starting in the center, slowly dragging it across my lash line. And then I'm gonna come and meet this line right here. And I have a little bit of a deep set eye, so I have to be careful of my crease right there. So I like to go pretty much underneath it because I don't like to have to deal with that. I'm gonna just bring it from the outside and connect it in. Some people like to do the bottom, then the top, and fill it in. I personally like to do the bottom and then fill in and kind of get my shape that way. Personally, all personal preference. But again, I'm starting with my non-dominant side. All right. Now that I have, I believe, the shape that I want on the outside, I'm gonna redip, and I'm gonna get the inner part. Okay, so now that we have the outside shape that I want, and I always check it and kind of look down, look up, relax your brows, make sure that it's exactly where you want it to be. Because sometimes it looks really great when you're lifting your brows, but then when you relax your brow, it looks like a total Joker smile or something. So always check it in different angles. So now I'm gonna go, and I like to fill in my inner corners as well. This is where your inner corner might be thinner depending on your eye shape. It might be thicker. The way I like to teach liner is most people are trying to achieve more of an almond shape eye. So if you need to do a thicker part on your inner corner, because maybe you're really rounded, you may want to increase the thickness on the inner part to make it look more almond. You may want to have it really thin on the inner part and really thick from the middle towards the outer. It just depends on your eye shape. For me personally, I do have a little bit of an almond eye, but I also have a deep set eye, so I just have to be careful with the outer and how thick I do it. Sometimes I do increase the thickness of my bottom. And as you can see, to add to my almond, I went all the way to the bottom corner because then it's gonna give me more of an angle that way. And then I'm just gonna finish filling in. And I wanna get real close to my lash line, so I'm just gonna lay it right on there and make sure that's nice and rich. All right, that's a wing liner. Easy as that. On the other eye, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna show you with a pen because it's slightly different, not totally. So this is the Haus Laboratory pen by Gaga and Sarah, and I'm literally been loving this. So this is super easy. For those of you that don't do a lot of liquid liner, this is a great way to start. Also a gel liner with an angle brush. You can have a lot of control with that as well, but sometimes the pens are really nice and easy. So we have our sketched out line with the pencil. So what did I do? Remember, I started at the bottom, created that wing on the very bottom, and I'm doing a very light touch because this is a little bit thicker, so I don't want to press too hard because it's going to make it too thick. Then I'm going to start from the center of my eye, and notice that I'm actually anchoring a different way because over here I had to flip my hand. Over here I'm just doing it naturally, so I'm anchoring kind of just on my cheek. And I'm gonna try to avoid my creases in the outer corner because I do have a deep set eye, so I like to kind of go around them as much as possible. Sometimes I have to fill them in a little bit because my eyes are not perfectly even. And if it's feeling a little thick on the outside, so I'm actually gonna take a brush with nothing on it, and I'm just going to drag it to create that really thin edge. All right, so I'm gonna fill just this one little corner that I see. You see I'm doing this just slowly and gradually. You don't have to always do this in one fell sweep. It doesn't have to be done that way. So now that I have the outside done, I'm going to fill in the inner part. And again, horizontally, I'm not using the actual tip, I'm laying it down to the side, going right to the corner of my eye, creating that nice angle. And filling it in. So I have two different liners on, but they look pretty equivalent. I fill this one in a little bit. And there you have it. Easy winged liner in just a few different steps. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Jill Powell Glam. Thanks again.